Hi, good morning, everybody. So today I'm going to talk about something called a gear bag. What is a gear bag? How to make a gear bag? Why should you have a gear bag? A lot of new players, they kind of fumble around their bank when they're re-gearing or grabbing supplies to continue a fight, an ongoing fight, maybe in your city or at a mob spawn nearby. So I'm going to make a video to kind of explain that, to speed up your process. So if you die, you can get back in the fight. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run over to the merchant. The merchant's going to sell you bags. If you don't have any, if you do, you could skip this step, but I'm just going to show the whole process. So you go containers, go here. I'm going to buy 5 of them. So I'll show you how to make 5 gear bags. All right. Now, I'm going to make a gear bag with armor sets in each bag. And the reason I'm going to do that is because when I die in PvP, I lose everything. If you are in a yellow zone, you don't necessarily need to put armor in every gear bag. So that way you can have different gear bags. You can have gear bags with full sets of armor in it. You can have gear bags with just regs, extra weapon, regs, arrows, mount, things like that. Okay. So we're going to open up the bank here. I've got my bags, right? So I'm going to open up my bags one at a time. And then I'm going to place them next to each other down here at the bottom. All right. We're going to do 5 gear bags. So in my backpack, you can see I've got a bunch of armor. I've already pre-crafted the armor just so to expedite that part of the process. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a helmet from each one. If you don't know, you can pixel stack items of the same type. Okay, so my chest pieces, for example, if I shift click, grab one and then move it, it waterfalls them. See how it waterfalls them? Puts a bunch of them. If you hold Alt, left click, and drag, it'll pixel stack them. So you can keep your stuff organized, and it doesn't just, it's not all over the screen. All right. So this step's pretty simple. You just drag one into each bar, right? Make sure you don't forget a bag. I've done this enough that I can kind of go back and forth, left to right, right to left. If you're new, might take you a little longer, but that's okay. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. If you have these gear bags set up, it makes things much easier for you. Okay. You just do this, get everybody, get every bag a full set of armor, and you can do this with any kind of armor, bone armor, plate, full plate, etc. You can even name the bags. So if this is your go bag for farming, right click the bag like this, rename, and you can put whatever name you want on it. Go bag, farming bag, boat bag, siege bag, harvesting bag, etc. Right? All right. So now I have armor in all of my bags. Now the armor that's in my backpack, I'm just going to open up my armor bag here, go into bone, and I'm going to hold Alt, left click, so it all pixel stacks. Hold Alt, left click, hold Alt, left click. So it pixel stacks and it looks nice and clean, right? Now, obviously, I can't tell how many extra sets I have of bone, right? Because it's all pixel stacked. So you could take the last item and you can shift drag, and then now I can see, okay, I've got 4 sets left. Or was this 5 sets? 4 sets. Yeah, 4 sets left. See? And then you shift click and it waterfalls them again. All right, now I'm done with that. I can put away the armor. Now I go into my weapons. All right, and then this is where you might have to pre-craft. You might have to, put in a big crafting order so you can have extra. But then you just grab your swords, or your swords in each bag, or hammers, or whatever weapon you use. Or if you use multiple, like I do, I can grab an axe and throw it in one bag. So now I have an axe in a bag. All right. You can even set up different bags to have different weapon types. You can right click, like I said, right click it, put GA somewhere in there. Look, Hawk has given me a gift. What do y'all think Hawk has given us? Oh, he's given us a sortilege for free 99. That's the benefit of being awesome. Put that into my black bolt bag. All right, now I need black bolts. So I'm gonna grab a black bolt. I've already, like I said, pre-crafted 5 of them for this video. So there we go. I've got 5 black bolts. All right. I don't have any bows, so can't put any bows in there, unfortunately. Now these shields, right? I'm out of shields now, so now I need to craft more shields. But by doing this, you can see what you have in surplus. Instead of coming to the bank and be like, okay, I just died. Let me grab one of these. Let me grab one of these. Oh, I don't have a shield, so now I can't help my team. Things like that. All right. Now we've got this done, right? We've got our 2-hander. We've got our staff. Our main two items for this our character. If you do play Destro or something like that, you're going to want bows, right? So now I need to get my consumables, okay? So if you have this consumable tab right here at the top of your bank, if you click this, all right, I'm going to show you something incredible, just absolutely amazing, all right? This is your bank, right? You click your consumables. Now, if you come down here, you see I have like 40 stacks of resin, right? If you take this resin stack, you left click it and then drag it onto another stack, it will automatically move resin from one bag to another bag. So the big stacks, right, of the nacre, the mandrake, the resin, those are in my regs bag, right? I put all my regs in here. So when I do that click drag, it will move all of them into that bag. Now, you have to be careful, and I'm going to show you what you need to be careful of. So if you see these 155 stacks, right? I have a bunch of 155 stacks. Those 155 stacks are my go bags, okay? And all of my go bags, I put 155 of each reg. So if I see a stack of 155, I don't drag it on here because I don't want to lose that go bags regs, okay? But right here, see, I've got 400 bone, 300 bone, 199, 192. Now I'm at the 155s. So I don't touch those, okay? So you just do this, and this organizes your bank. This is how you keep your bank organized right here. You just come here, you just drag it over. Bam, bam. Cleaning up all my bags. All right. Now, you're probably wondering, why do you have so many different stacks of resin? Well, the way I play is when I kill people, I don't just sit at the bank and, oh, this goes here, let me organize. I throw it all in a loot bag, and while I'm eating dinner, while I'm watching YouTube videos, I'll come in and I'll start going through my loot bags and organizing it. All right, like this bag, all it had, well, wherever that bag was, it only has a chest piece, right? So I can move that out. Now I have an empty bag. I can move that to my sack bag. And then in my sack bag is where I keep all my empty bags, right? So I can make more gear bags. All right, now we need to put the consumables in our gear bags, right? This right here is one of my favorite things in the whole game, okay? You come right here and you type in 155 because that's what I want. And I double click this, it will automatically put 155 in my backpack. Move it over here, right? I need another 155, bam, 155, bam, 155, bam, 155, bam. Or what you could do is you could click this 5 times, depending on how many gear bags you're making, right? So I'll do it with this. So I'm making 5 gear bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now this will help me know for sure that I didn't miss a bag with regs, right? Because I have the exact number of regs I need in my backpack. Bam. Now I know every bag got one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, put 55 there. Don't do that, because that could be real bad in a fight if you think you have 155 of each reg. All right, but if I do this, I do this, I have 155 left. What bag did I not put it in? There, 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 there. Just like that. All right? Or you could do it the way I did it originally. 155 there, 155 there. Like that. Doing it this way, you might accidentally put 155 in the same bag twice. You got to be careful. Just pay attention to what you're doing when you're doing this. Don't do this when you're tired. Trust me. I've made gear bags when I was tired and forgot regs or potions or something, arrows, something. So So when you're doing it, pay attention to what you're doing. Once you've done it enough times, it becomes almost second nature. But this tab, a lot of people don't even know this tab exists, is absolutely incredible, right? So now we have all of our regs in every bag. Now, you see the 55 arrows? 55 arrow, 55, 55, 55. That's because I put 55 arrows in each bag. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this down to 55. Double click, just like this. And you do this for every consumable, right? You want to have arrows always, because you never know when you might need to pull out your bow and shoot an arrow. That's why it's important to have a bow, regardless of your build, because you might have to jump in the water, or you might run out of mana and you need to shoot a blue tail, things like that, right? And then now I'm getting 2 potions in each bag, right? I'm running low on stamina potions here, but I've got 5, so I'm just going to grab all 5. One there, one there, one there, one there, and then the last one there. All right. Mana potions aren't that important. I very, very, very rarely drink a mana potion, to be honest. Mainly because I don't want my health potion to be on cooldown and need that important drink. Now we need our food, right? So I'm gonna put 4 lobsters. Whoops. See, that's what happens if you just grab it. You saw how I just grabbed it out of there instead of double clicking? You don't want to do that. So put my 4 lobsters in each one. Now what I like to do, and put this back where it goes. What I like to do is I like to bring a secondary food type. And the reason I do that is because if I run out of lobsters and I get into a fight, I want to make sure that I do have some kind of food. Excuse me. All right. So what we're going to do here, we're going to grab bread. We're going to go 3 pieces of bread per bag. And this is just an emergency food in case my lobster food buff drops off and I need something to eat for the regen, right? Bread's not bad. It's 22, 22, 20 on the regen meters, and it lasts 3 minutes. 3 minutes isn't that long, but it's a good backup food to have. It's cheap. You can pretty much get it anywhere. You can put it in. Things like meat stew, for example, are really 12-minute food, 26, 26, 20. It's better and it lasts longer, but it's much more expensive to come by unless you farm for it directly. All right. Now, those are my gear bags right there. They are literally completed. All of my gear bags are complete. Now, what I do is I have a bag called gear bags. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of gear bags already in here, already made. Right. I'll just move these down. And like I said, if you want to name them, right? So you just rename. I like to put my name on the bag. That way, if friendly kills somebody that killed me and they happen to get that bag, they know, hey, that's Ice Picks. Or, like I said, this one's boat stuff. All right, that's not butt stuff. That's boat stuff. You double click it. It's got a set of armor, but it's a heavier set of armor because when I go on a boat, I like to wear heavier sets of armor than just a bone with scale. Now, later in the game, you're going to start wearing full plate. You're going to start wearing dragon. You're going to start wearing things like that. Highly recommend you separate those bags. Maybe put a bag inside of your gear bags that says siege bags. And then inside of that bag is where your siege bags are. That way you don't come in, grab a siege bag by mistake and throw it on. All right. Hopefully that helped y'all. Hopefully y'all understand what a go bag is or a ready bag is. Hopefully it's going to speed y'all up so y'all can get back in the fight. If you have any questions, feel free to come by my Twitch channel, IcePickDF on Twitch. I'm there every day. The only time I'm not streaming when I'm in game is when I'm making these videos for y'all. Help y'all expedite the process and get better at the game so y'all stop getting beat up by vets. But hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully I catch you on the stream. Peace.